Jennifer Verma. I'm the founder of The Best Kept Secrets. I founded this podcast and the organization to help small businesses and nonprofit organizations by providing education and solutions that drive both top line revenue and bottom line results. I'm joined today by my beautiful co-host, Kim Wallace, my Vanna White of the podcast, as well as Lyndon Wilson, who is the producer for our introduction show, just to give you guys an idea of who we are and how we got here and why we're doing what we're doing. So, Kim, do you want to say hi, Lyndon?
Hi, I'm Kim Wallace.
Go ahead, Kim.
Oh, hey, I'm Kim Wallace, and I own a farmers insurance agency, and I am here to help today. So I'm super excited of what we have to talk about and kind of how we got here, and hopefully help you guys out more in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Lyndon, anything?
Yeah, first of all, congratulations on your first show, Jen. Kim, thank you for helping Jen. It's always nervous for anybody that does the first shows. I've been helping produce podcasts now for 3 years for small businesses. We focus on small businesses. And what I love about Jen's show is it's focusing on small businesses too, on the things that we need as entrepreneurs and business owners. And sometimes we get wrapped up in our own little bubble and we feel like that everything bad is only happening to us, that this is not, it's just, I suck at doing my business. And that's not true. Everything we're experiencing, someone else is experiencing too. What I love about Jen, why I wanted to be a part of this, is she's going to solve a lot of those problems for everybody and help everybody be a lot more successful. So the best kept secrets today may not be the best kept secrets for very much longer, right?
Because people don't know what they don't know, and we're
that's right.
So, okay, so a little bit about me, who I am, where I came from. A lot of Vegas has changed a lot of lives, not typically for the better, but it was the crossroads in my life where I made a decision to go from being a personal trainer to jump into business, which is really how I started on this journey. I was in Vegas. I didn't have any money to spend, decided this was for the birds, and I needed a real job, not a personal training job. And I fell into an IT position at a company called VoiceStream. That's how old I am. Really, really long time ago, when they had 30,000 subscribers in Hawaii only. And I joined the IT department and didn't know how to turn my computer off. It was my first experience with an entrepreneurial experience with a startup. It was a wonderful thing. It was like drinking from a fire hose in that organization for 2.5 years, basically getting a master's in telecommunications and IT. And I got to run around like it was the wild, wild west. Like I'd run around with my guns, I'd go pew, pew, pew. And I'd ask people like, who's running the joint? And they kind of look at me. I go, wait, I get to make the big decisions? And they were like, yeah, that'd be great if you could just make all these big corporate decisions for us. And so needless to say, it was super fun. And I learned a ton. And the week that T-Mobile purchased VoiceStream was my last week with the company, because I'd elevated so quickly. I felt like I had gaps in my experience. So I decided to go into management consulting to fill some of those holes to make my foundation stronger. So that's what I did. And I had the opportunity to live in DC for 6 months, delivering on Nextel transformations, Chicago for 6 months. I got the opportunity to live in Bangkok and run an OSS BSS testing organization to help launch Telecom Asia Orange. That's where I met my ex-husband. We moved to Dallas, and I worked for what is the Microsoft of Israel for the last 13 years, and I was an executive for the last 10. I hit my glass ceiling pretty early on because I was a single mom of 3 children, and so I wouldn't travel internationally. So instead of elevating me, what they did is they moved me around to different divisions. So I became very broad very quickly. Basically being business operations or the CFO effectively of our $200 million P&L over the T-Mobile account. So I kind of came full circle. And then I moved on to being the COO of the Latin America division effectively. And then I did some regional sales. And so I could, work with the travel requirements. Long story short, they reorged. I realized I was never going to see my children again. I'd be on the road all the time. So I did the next logical thing any telecommunications executive would do. And I went and opened a med spa.
That's what they would all do.
That makes sense.
This is what we do, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a passion project. But I learned, and honestly, when I purchased it, the gentleman that was running it wasn't running it as a medical practice. So I didn't really realize that's what I was doing. But as soon as I got in the door, I hired some, high paid consultants, said, where are my gaps, regulatory wise, legal wise, what do I need to think of? And they basically helped me understand I was running a medical practice. And here's all the stack of papers that you were going to have to keep current and process, what have you, to be legit and compliant. So it became a very administrative role that was not creative or entrepreneurial at all. And I realized pretty quickly two things. The first is the pains of a small business owner are vastly different than that of an IT telecommunication Fortune 500 executive. And two, that as broad as I was, I didn't have digital marketing experience. And that was a big gap in the small business world. You had to have that, or you had to pay someone a whole lot of money to do it. So I paid somebody a whole lot of money to come in and do it for my company. In fact, I paid them 3 times what I paid myself. It was pretty painful. But we forged a very strong business relationship and started doing other entrepreneurial things together, patented a weight loss method. We were building apps, what have you. So when I closed the business down and made the decision to close the doors and liquidate, he said he had a marketing company and he had a tech startup. And he said, hey, we are highly synergistic. I want you to come be the COO of my marketing company and my tech startup. I was like, cool, that sounds like a really good idea. Except, that thing I pay you a lot of money to do, that's the thing I don't know how to do. Like, that one thing I don't know how to do. He's like, no problem. I'll teach you everything I know. It's like, yay. Okay. I'll take the education, because I know if I'm going to stay in small business, or I knew that I was going to have to solve for that. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to corporate. And that just wasn't something that was on my heart. So I went and did that, and you'll be hearing about the tech startup in an episode down the road. But I did that for a while and realized that the demographic that he was serving just wasn't the demographic that was on my heart. He was a high-priced marketing agency, and really, and that was kind of as COVID was hitting, I realized that the people who really needed creative solutions and creative digital marketing and marketing solutions were the small and medium-sized businesses. The folks that could pay him weren't the people that I wanted to help. So I stayed with the tech startup. I said, look, I'm going to start my own consulting company where marketing is going to be a part of it, but we're not going to be competitive because my demographic's not your demographic. And I want to serve the people who can't afford you and find creative ways to serve that community. Almost like it's almost like my ministry, like the way I'm giving back. So since that time, I've been assembling a portfolio of highly innovative solutions and really documenting the focus of where I can educate people. And it's kind of culminated into this organization, this website, this podcast, where I'm providing that education. I'm bringing those solutions forward. Most of it is no cost, low cost, no risk, low risk type of things, or really, really high value. And Kim knows this. I talk about it in our networking group. I tell people I'm in the business of unicorns and rainbows. Right? If it doesn't have a horn, or it's not a rainbow, and it's not special, and it's not innovative, and everybody knows about it, then it's not something I'm going to bring forward. So I'm not here to bring forward, the things that everybody already knows about, but I want to pull down things from the enterprise, pull down things from the startup world, the innovative world, and bring it forward and educate people on how those things can help them, and build some of my own solutions in the process that I think are very much needed in the current economic climate, which we will also hear about in one of our ads and in a future episode. So I'm just a serial entrepreneur and a small business owner that really wants to give back. And that's kind of how I got here. And so in discussions with some other folks that Len and I have in common, I was introduced to the idea of a podcast. And so I sat with Lyndon and we talked about kind of my mission and purpose and what I'm trying to achieve. And, we really felt that this was a great segue to be able to do that. And that, I was really brand aligned with his mission and purpose as well, and the mission and purpose of The Difference. So that's how we got here. And it's a little bit about me. And I have 3 kids, and I'm from Seattle, and live in the DFW Metroplex. And I'm a big proponent of master networks. So highly connected in that space, and would recommend it to anybody in the small business space for sure. But anyway, that's enough about me. Kim, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself and how you got here and what
Absolutely. So So my name's Kim Wallace. Like I said before, I own a local farmers insurance agency near Dallas, Texas. I met Jen through Master Networks. You can just get amazing relationships in there, just building other businesses up together, which I really, really like. I'm a lot like Jen. I love to help business owners as much as I love to do the insurance, and God knows it's just a sexy industry, right? I love to help people with their marketing, and the way I really got into it, I started in insurance when I was 19. I was a little baby and shouldn't even be reading insurance policies. But I worked for an insurance agency for 9 years. And then I got a phone call from a farmers insurance district office that said, "Hey, do you want to come train our agents?" They had rolled out a brand new position called an agency business consultant, which pretty much meant I would go in and I would meet with someone who has decided to completely switch industries and become an insurance agent. Most of them didn't even know what any of the terms meant. They just knew they wanted to own a business.
Mhm.
And anyone from, a high school principal to someone who has been in telecommunications for 20 years, they would decide, hey, I want to own an insurance agency. And I would walk them along the path of, here's how to find an office, here's how to find staff. And we would teach them all about insurance, get them licensed and ready to go. But the biggest part, no matter what industry you're going into, it is all about the marketing. Your business will not survive without the marketing, which is where me and Jen really like to collaborate, because we love to come up with brand new, fresh ideas for business owners to not just survive, but to thrive, which is fun and exciting for us, right? Using the different tech things that people are like, hey, you went from not being able to turn on your computer, right, or reset it, to and now we talk about social media all the time and different avenues people can use. Most people get so nervous, especially sometimes an older generation, when they're like, "Ooh, I don't even want to touch that. It seems taboo," or anything like that. We get them excited about it and really walk them through a way to not just know about it, but generate business to really have their businesses thrive, which I like. But any type of marketing aspect is really what I would walk people through to make insurance agents more profitable. And then I had a little one in 2018 and decided to open my own agency. So I was actually taking those fundamentals and actually putting them pen to paper, doing them myself. I opened my doors in my agency March of 2020. Literally, my first day was March 2nd of 2020. COVID shut Texas down on the 14th. So I was definitely one of those business owners that had that oh crap moment. What the heck did I just do? And I didn't just survive, I thrived in it. We grew every single year. I'm up to 4 employees now, using some of the things that me and Jen had talked about to really make your business go forward, have a positive ROI, where most businesses had their doors shutting, which was scary. But we've won quite a few awards, which I absolutely am so excited and happy for the staff here that we worked so hard to get it done. But I've enjoyed being a small business owner so much. I know a lot of people get into it because, they want to have a schedule that works for them or anything like that. But I've made some amazing friends, and not just with my staff, but through Master Networks, which I've really, really enjoyed. But me and Jen like to take a problem for any type of business owner and find a way to fix it, make it work, make them more profitable, which is why I was so excited when she asked me to come be on here. There's so many different things that we can address and help people with.
Yep. So Kim, I know at some point you showed a presentation of like the real stories, like those commercials that are out there.
Oh my goodness.
They're really true that I don't forget, what is it called?
Yeah. So farmers agents actually get to write into corporate, and they will tell them about the funny claims that we've had. So if you've ever seen the commercials where we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, those are actual claims.
Mayhem.
Yes, the mayhem. Well, mayhem's Allstate. Don't go that way.
All right.
But we actually make those commercials from real claims that happen. So if you've seen the one in Alaska where the moose like picks up the playground, or where the new parents actually had a chain off the back of their car rip out a a stop sign and stuff because they parked in the wrong place, or a dog that has completely flooded a house. I went through all the different claims of the funniest ones that agents had wrote in about to corporate to make a commercial, which I thought was kind of fun.
Which is the funniest one? Like, explain the funniest one you've ever come across.
The best one was a man could hear his ex-girlfriend's voice, and he thought that maybe it was like his cell phone on. He checks it. He keeps going back to sleep, and he keeps being woken up throughout the night where he can hear his voice or hear her voice. And he checks the backyard, can't find her. He finally gives up, goes back to sleep, and now he can hear her screaming. He finds her in the chimney. She tried to come into the house Santa style down the chimney. I'm just saying. And so he called 911 because he couldn't get her out of the chimney. He was not returning her calls, had blocked her on social media. And the fire department had to come and remove all the bricks to get her out, but that was actually a claim that we covered. So on the slide, I put attraction and a girl that had sent like a whole bunch of text messages to somebody.
Gives
Wow.
new meaning to crazy ex-girlfriend, right?
Yes, it does. But you would not believe some of the calls we get of the craziness. I'm currently dealing with someone who, leaving their garage, managed to hit 2 neighbors' houses besides her own.
How?
You never know.
How do you do that?
Well, when the garage is just perfect and you drive straight forward and then you throw it into reverse, that's a special talent.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's when you have to put your house up for sale and move.
That's right.
Won't be showing up at any of the HOA meetings.
Dang. Very interesting. It's like when I meet principals, I always tell them, you and I need to go for drinks because I want to hear all the crazy stories. Like high school principals are the most interesting people to talk to on the planet. Mm-hmm. For sure.
The best one I ever had, I worked at State Farm at the time, and I had a lady call who wanted me to send someone out because she had a cat inside of her engine. And she wanted me to guarantee that animal control would not hurt her car. Otherwise, we would take care of it. And I said, well, I couldn't guarantee that. And I asked her how the cat got in. And she said that she had taken it to the dealership to get the oil changed a week ago. And she was still convinced that the cat was still living in there, even though she had driven it places. And she was convinced that the dealership put the cat in there because they didn't like her attitude. And I'm like, you think you drove the car home and the cat survived? And I was like, you have 2 options. I would say you can honk your horn and the cat will get out, or 2, you can start the car. Either one is going to get rid of the cat. One's going to get rid of the cat permanently, but do you want to guess what her solution was to get the cat out?
Oh God, what?
She was using an attachment on her vacuum. She thought that was more humane.
To like suck the cat out of the engine?
Yep. She put a long extension in there. Sometimes you just can't help stupid.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, people can be crazy for sure. Well, is this a good time to maybe take a break and give some credit to our sponsors and the people that make our world go round?
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll run the first video commercial, and then once that's done, Jen, we'll let you talk about the 2 other sponsors that you have. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Sounds good.
My name's Kim Wallace, and I've been in insurance for over 12 years. I started out as a staff member in an agency helping service customers, and I absolutely loved it. Knowing that I could help people even on their worst day just to make it a little bit better was rewarding for me. We take a look at each individual family and we develop a plan that best suits their needs. Let our office give you the peace of mind to know that we've got you covered. You can call or text our office at 469-604-4484 for a free quote or a policy review. Or you can check us out on Facebook at Insure Frisco.
All right, Hard Hats Helping Heroes. So every week we're going to do a nonprofit spotlight and support one of the nonprofits that we're connected to. So if you are a nonprofit and you'd like to get a vendor spotlight, go to thebestkeptsecrets.org and go ahead and reach out to me there and go ahead and set up a quick consult. Email me and we'll get you onto the show. But Hard Hats Helping Heroes has a mission of helping injured first responders and the families of fallen heroes by providing resources to them and their families. Most of the board members of that organization own construction companies themselves and are willing to help with home repairs, among other things, and funding, what have you. The businesses on the board include BLC Construction and 5K Diamond Ranch, that are both first responder owned general construction companies, as well as Gant Custom Granite and ProStar Garage Door. If you'd like to support Hard Hats Helping Heroes mission at no cost to you, or if you just want to donate or get more information, again, go to thebestkeptsecrets.org and click on I want to help and reach out to me and I will get everybody connected. All right. This is Save to Support. Save to Support provides nonprofits with a mechanism to bring donors value in exchange for their donation dollars while promoting small businesses and passing discounts on to consumers. When a consumer subscribes to donate monthly on the Save to Support platform, 90% of their donation is given back to their selected charity. To register as a nonprofit supporting businesses or to subscribe to donate to your favorite cause, go to savetosupport.org. Support, shop, save. Great, we're back. Kim, I gotcha. Where'd you go, Landon? There you are.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I thought maybe we'd go through a few of like the highlights, a few of the solutions. Kim was alluding to some of the marketing ones that we have. So one of the areas with which I've been highly involved in, that I was the COO of the tech startup, is a company called CrowdShare. CrowdShare is a social media scheduling management tool, but it's also automates the resharing process on social to make it easier to for influencers and advocates and ambassadors to share messages from their target businesses. So one of the things that I'm an expert in is advocacy marketing. In 2021, I forged a partnership with Master Networks to bring advocacy marketing to the chapters, because there are special use cases that are highly effective in the advocacy marketing space, which we've been doing, right, for many, many years as more of a pull, like I need a good roofer, I need a good lawyer. But CrowdShare's enabling the automation of doing advocacy marketing as more of a push. We're more familiar with influencers who get paid to reshare and post things on social, but now we're starting to tap into our organic crowds as business owners. And so for the network, the chapters, it was a very organic to use the chapter members to promote messages for each other and for the chapter itself and for the organization. So we did a roadshow educating people on that. So we're going to go through that here next and kind of follow through with some of the solutions that can help automate and help promote that process. It's very, very cheap. I've got a book out on the website. Like, all the things are out there to give you the education that you need to be able to create an advocacy marketing program of your own. I know Kim's big in the social media realm, and she just, the minute she saw my presentation around advocacy marketing, that's how we met, was giving a presentation to her chapter. She just ate it all up and was all over it. Was a huge proponent and supporter of what we were doing. So Kim, I don't know, do you want to comment a little bit about on that?
Yeah, just to break it down on a simple level for those people, because really it's for a lot of people who, you know, you post something online, and especially when it's on your business page, like 3 people and your mom like it, and you feel like, oh my gosh, what was the point in posting it? Nobody saw it. Well, what if you had those 3 to 5 friends who always like your post, who automatically got an alert that said, hey, will you go share this on your page? Maybe someone you like needs to see this. Mm-hmm. If you had that, the more people that see it, it just does a domino effect, right? That's really what CrowdShare is, to really help you out. And I broke that down for a few people, because at first, if you listen to it on a high level, you're like, oh, that sounds cool, but you're afraid to ask questions because you don't want to sound stupid. But really, that's what it's for. So that way, the max amount of people can see it. If more people just keep sharing it and sharing it. Facebook really changed their algorithm, where it used to be anytime a friend would post something, you know, all your friends would see it. Anyone you had befriended on Facebook, right? but now it's a small little percentage until someone likes, shares, or comments on it, and really CrowdShare goes in to say, okay, we're going to make that happen.
Right.
By pretty much getting in people's faces and saying, hey, will you share this? And that really helps you out and boosts your business.
Right. And just, it makes it easy. Because right now it's hard to reshare. They don't make it easy to share on social because you have to go to each platform, find what you're looking for. This just eases the process that enables people, because their intentions are always pure, but it makes it easy for them to actually do it on a practical level. But we'll get into all of that in the next episode. But we're also at some point going to go into cause-based marketing, which in 2018 was just a $2 billion industry. And by 2025, it's expected to be a $20 billion industry, because millennials are about to eclipse the baby boomer spend. So, and they're demanding of businesses that they participate in social responsibility. The businesses want to as well, but it's becoming more of a social force that's driving it. And so we're going to be bringing some solutions forward where businesses can tap into cause-based marketing for any and all charity, or just one, if that's what's on their heart, in ways that are either highly effective or, free or close to very, very cost effective to them, but very passive, so that they can just put deals out there, make commitments, and have other marketing engines drive business to them. Because we really feel that, in the face of inflation, that, and we're really leaning into the nonprofit space right now, because with all the inflation and the current economic situation, there are fewer donors donating, and the ones that do donate less. So I know that a lot of the nonprofits are looking for ways to fundraise that are good for the businesses as well, so that they're supporting the donors that are supporting them, right? And trying to build that ecosystem with more business solutions, because nonprofits go into the business of feeding the hungry, or supporting women with breast cancer, or pediatric cancer, or whatever it is, but they don't necessarily sign up, be like, hey, I'm signing up to be a fundraising person, because they didn't necessarily do it for that reason. So they're all looking for really, really smart solutions that'll do it for them, but also being respectful to their donor base at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I know
you're looking for
as well, which is part of the reason why we're leaning into all this.
Mm-hmm. I know you're looking for different people to have on your podcast and to do commercials. Mm-hmm. What kind of industries really are you looking for to bring on to hear about? Do you want to get more nonprofits? Do you want to get more small business owners to talk on different effects? What are you looking for?
That's a great question. We want to support nonprofits the best way that we can. I mean, every nonprofit everywhere, reach out to us, whether it's getting you on the show, getting you listed on our Save to Support platform, which is my own tech, where basically we're doing the marketing. The businesses sign up to provide a discount to consumers that subscribe. Those subscriptions are actually donations, and we give 90% back to the causes that are registered on our platform. So if you're a nonprofit, reach out to me. We'll get you on that platform. We'll get you involved in our other solutions that provide passive fundraising, because we have a few where you can leverage the businesses that are already supporting you today to drive fundraising at no additional cost to them. We're always looking to help. And from a small business, depending on where you are in your cycle, like how new you are, or if you're very mature, I have different solutions that can help different people. We have, we focus primarily in marketing and in the finance space for the most part, because we think the bookends are really how you optimize your organization, your business. So if you don't have those, you can be successful, but if you optimize those, you're going to be more successful. So businesses that have W-2 employees, we've got some really great solutions for you that we're going to be going into around tax strategy.
They're really good. I've done it with her. You have to be on that call.
There are going to be multiple calls. So businesses are interested in that, go check it out. All of it's out on the website. And
you have your appointments for free consultations on there, right?
Yep. 15-minute free consults on the website. So just reach out to me. I'm happy to give you 15 minutes of my time to see if there's anything that's interesting for your business. And it's not a one-stop shop. It's a custom consultation based on where your business is, who you are, what you're doing, and what's on your heart, and how we might be able to help. So yeah, it's definitely, it's something that's going to be great. So go out to thebestkeptsecrets.org. now you know. That's
Do a consultation with her. It's totally worth your time.
Yep.
Totally worth it.
Well, ladies, I hate that we're out of time, but it only means that the next show is going to be even greater because we have so much more to talk about. Jen, congratulations on the first one.
Thank
And
you.
I'm looking forward to doing many, many more. Kim, it's great meeting you. And Jen, if you've got any last words, anything like that before we hit the outro.
No, I'm just
and
excited
we'll,
to be here, and I can't wait to bring this value forward to the community. So stay tuned to learn the things you don't know.
Awesome.
No.
Well, it's obvious that this show and you two ladies are really, this is cheesy, but I always say it, y'all are making the difference. So that we're happy to have y'all part of what we're doing as well. So thank you very much. Looking forward to the next show.
Thank
You
you.
too.